We're live.
We are live, baby.
We're live, baby. All right, episode 5 of Hydro and Co. We got the same crew tonight that we normally do. We don't have any guests scheduled for today. Thanks again to Logan for coming on last episode. I think it went pretty well.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
we have some similar things from last episode that we're going to talk about. We're going to keep moving on through our tier list idea and do second base this time, and we'll keep going through until we run out of positions to do. But also, we're going to do something that we kind of talked about that we thought might be kind of different than just talking about our sports news that's regurgitated by thousands of people every single day. We're going to talk about.
I want to shout somebody out real quick.
Go ahead, be Rich.
MLB leaks. What
Rest
a
in
guy.
peace. Rest in
What a
peace.
guy.
I just saw that on Twitter. Rest in peace, MLB leaks. You
He
will
said
be
all
missed.
this was fake.
See ya. Got 11,000 followers in like a month.
It was just like, yeah, this has been fake the whole time.
Then he got out of there.
Rest in peace to MLB leaks. Someone tweeted about it. It was like a screenshot of it. And it was like,
Yeah.
it was like, lesson to all: don't trust a 1-month-old account that's leaking trade rumors.
Hey,
He did a good job. I will say that.
Hey, shout out Taco John's for real.
Yeah. God. But rest in peace, MLB leaks. You will be missed. Maybe we could get MLB leaks on the podcast. That would be fantastic.
I hear he needs a job now.
Yeah. So maybe he could leak some trades for us that he didn't put on the Twitter that he knows about. So, but well, first we're gonna get into there's been some trades that have happened today and since the last episode that we'll talk about, and then we'll move into something new. We're gonna kind of start recapping our fantasy baseball league. I met B Rich and K Dog through fantasy. That's how we became friends, and we're going to plan on doing the same thing with fantasy football. But we thought, well, might as well start now with fantasy baseball. So we'll give a recap of the whole league, kind of create the storyline of how it's went so far, and then we'll kind of keep you updated week to week. We'll see if I think it'll be kind of interesting to see. It'll be different than just talking the same sports stories over and over.
Oh yeah, it's going to be unique because it'll just give us something different to talk about that nobody else really can. It's not in our league.
Yeah. That's our own thing. It's a 12-man league, but we'll get into more of those details later. But trade deadline it's coming, and it's Tuesday, and it's starting to heat up a little bit. The first big trade was old Andrew Benintendi to the Yanks.
It kind of caught me off guard. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you.
He got him a ribby tonight in that game too, while Judge hit tank number 40 and 41. So dude's he's a beast. Hit a grand slam on that motherfucker. Said "See in hell, ball."
He's horrible.
Yeah,
He's
okay. It's still July as of recording this, and Aaron Judge has over 40 home runs. So I will take it, Aaron. If you ever watch this, just know that the Yankees get rid of you in free agency.
Franchise is dead to you.
Franchise is
Aaron,
dead to me.
Aaron, if you're watching this, you're leading the MLB in home runs right now, and your organization still won't pay you. So,
yeah,
how's that feel?
But we did give up. We got Andrew Benintendi to come in as a rental. It kind of came at the perfect time too, with Stanton on the IL for right now, and Gallo's struggling so bad. It kind of gets Carp out of the outfield for a while now. Allows him to DH where he needs to be at. He's played good in the field, but it's just not where he should be at that age. So it moves.
I think Benintendi was pretty much exactly what y'all needed. Y'all just needed an average hitter because the
leadoff guy.
Yeah, leadoff, potential average base hitter that could play good enough defense. And y'all just didn't have that kind of guy. Y'all just had a bunch of people going up there looking to hit the ball out of the park, and if they didn't, they were going to strike out.
Yeah. It also moves Judge out of center, which will be interesting. And it's already seemed to work. Because most of the season this year, it's been Judge in center. It moves Hicks back into center, which is his position of choice where he really excels. So, and Andrew's getting to play left where he's good at. So I think defensively our outfield's gotten a lot better too.
It did help y'all a lot defensively.
Judge plays great center field, but I feel like with that short porch and right, you kind of saw it yesterday or today in the first inning of today's game where Judge robbed one at the wall on the short porch that most outfielders that aren't 6'7" are able to grab. So,
Mickey Mouse Field.
Whenever you play it in Graves County Middle School, it can happen sometimes.
Just shut up. But the turnaround for Benintendi was not much. It was 3 fucking arms that meant nothing to us, that they weren't top 10 prospects.
Might not ever made it to the majors anyway.
Yeah, that surprised me a lot. Like, I figured y'all would give like a top 20 prospect. I mean, or not top 20, top 15.
Yeah. It was honestly, I'd not heard of any of those guys. And I was like, who? And I was like, well, that's awesome because now we have even more trade bait for other teams.
Well, Castillo's gone now. So.
Yeah, and speaking about trade bait, holy fuck.
About an hour ago.
It really showed with the Castillo trade how high the market is on starting pitching right now, how many teams need starting pitching, because that trade in a more expanded market of starting pitching would have not gotten that return.
No. This market for starting pitching at this deadline is not very big. Like Castillo is probably the best one, honestly, and that's, I mean, he's all right. He's having a good year, but I wouldn't sit here and tell you that Luis Castillo is like some great pitcher, like yet at least.
Yeah,
he wasn't worth the Mariners 3 out of the top
they
5
gave
prospects.
Up,
they gave up their number 1, and then 2 others that were in their top 5.
Yeah, they gave up Marte. That dude's gonna be a stud.
And it's kind of funny, you know, the other guy that was top 5 was the shortstop, and then they gave a pitcher.
That just, I don't know. It makes no sense to me. Why?
Well, so something that I'd saw that kind of made it seem a little bit more reasonable was it seemed like they started to build the trade around the number 3 prospect, the other shortstop, not Marte. And the trades just started to get more, and the packages started to get more abundant with prospects. And they just drafted a shortstop in the first round. The Mariners did. So I think the kicker that got them over the hump to be able to make that trade was Marte. I don't think the trade was initially around him. And they're like, we just drafted a shortstop, and let's just hope he pans out, and we'll let these guys go. And it seems like Seattle's trying to make the playoffs, see what they can do.
I think the Reds are going to end up winning that trade by a long shot.
I think within 3 or 4 years, I think they're going to be winning that trade.
Marte in India.
Yeah, I know. But I think the Yankees clearly won y'all's trade too. The Benintendi one. Yeah.
Well, it's a 3-month rental. You know, you're getting them for August, September in the postseason, and that's all you're getting them for, and then he's gone. So,
but
I mean, I can see y'all sign him back if he gets vaxxed. I mean,
yeah, I mean that's the potential, but I'm saying in the Royals' eyes, they knew that the market wasn't extremely high, especially with Soto out there and just other outfielders. Oh my god!
Yeah, I just sent the link into the group. It was down to the Padres, the Dodgers, the Cardinals, and Mariners. Those 4. And now that the Mariners just traded for Castillo, you can pretty much mark it down to the Padres, Dodgers, and Cardinals now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody in our front office besides Bill DeWitt is in DC right now. So basically, what I'm thinking is either get him in a Cardinals uniform in DC or bring him home with us. So
y'all getting Josh Bell?
Oh no!
Cards are in the market for a first baseman, baby. Yeah. That's what I'm hearing.
I don't even who's the Cardinals first baseman. I'm not a real Cardinals fan. I mean, who is it? I forgot.
Is it Lance Berkman? Does he still play?
No.
Oh my!
He retired. No.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I am a diehard Cardinals fan. For everybody who doesn't know, I'm joking.
I was clearly joking too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I just hope that the Yankees go out and trade for some starting pitching. Castillo's off the market, so I think Montas is kind of the new favorite. But I don't even know if we'll go get
Syndergaard's
him.
a favorite too. I don't know how.
We could go grab Syndergaard. I mean,
Syndergaard. Okay, I've had Syndergaard on my fantasy team, so I mean I look at his numbers pretty regularly. Nothing special.
yeah.
I mean he's like an average pitcher in my eyes.
We've had some problems with our starting pitching late in Tayo and starting to come up like he's supposed to. So even average right now in our rotation would be a plus beyond Nestor and Cole. So
I agree with you. I mean we have Waino, Miles, so.
But
we got Jordan Lyles, baby.
woo!
Woo! Orioles got a young and hot lineup that's kind of streaky at times, I'll admit. And then they have the third best bullpen in baseball this year statistically. And then you look at our starting rotation and it's like dog shit, dog shit, dog shit.
I wonder where y'all would be at if John Means was still healthy.
I know. I've told Logan this multiple times at work. Like, just John Means alone would have us at least 5 more wins. Like, we're 51-49 now. So if you just take 5 of those losses off, there's 44 losses, and add those 5 to the wins. We're 55-44. We're sitting in a wild card spot right now.
Get Dio up.
Get him up, dude. He's freaking ready. Every time I check Twitter, DL had 14 strikeouts in 6 innings. DL Hall struck 10 people out, and they only faced 10 or 12 batters. And I'm just like, what's he doing in AAA?
Trade deadline news. Baltimore decides to call up DL Hall. That'd probably be like, yeah, fuck Martin Perez. We don't need him.
Yeah. Who is Pablo Lopez at that point? We got DL Hall.
But all right. So I think we're going to go ahead and get into the whole fantasy baseball league. Logan, our guest previously, is the commissioner for that league, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah. He runs baseball. I run football.
So as you can see here, this is my team. Disregard this last matchup over here. So that was a tough one. I'm gonna pull up the league home here. Seems like Wesley over here got him David Peralta, but it's a 14-team league. I was wrong. So a lot of competition
for David Peralta.
League. If you come and look at the standings here, I'll fill load. That's the worst part.
Yeah, our baseball is 14. We usually do 12 in football.
So I'm gonna. There we go. As you can see here, you got your 2 top guys, and then everything is really close, unless we're not even going to talk about number 7 on that side.
Nope.
That team is computer generated.
It was owned by a person, and then yeah.
So Kendall, you want to give a rundown on everybody who's in this league? Just going down the line, team to team.
Okay, so I'm the bench warmers sitting at 11-3. I'm the number 1 seed right now in the playoffs, and then under me is Get the Hell Yadier. That's Wes. You'll probably see him eventually on here. He'll probably guest. Chop on Redbirds. That's Ant. Team Goodwin is Taylor. Cubby Bears is Logan. Wayno Yachty's Brandon, and that's a computer team at the bottom. Then on the right, Brizzo season is Landon. That's Logan's cousin. Then you are the Bronx Bombers at 9-5. And then Paducah Luke G is Logan's uncle. He's Landon and Lane's dad. I'll get to Lane in a minute. Venezuelan Animal is none other than Jake Parks.
Jake Parks.
And then Lane is Landon's little brother. And then Southern Illinois Miners is Cody. And then Choptown Champs is my dad.
And a lot of these people we hope to get on the pod at some point.
I'm sure majority of these people, except for maybe the Grace people, because we don't really know them that well. But I'm sure everybody else will probably be on here at some point.
Oh yeah,
because we do play fantasy-based football with a lot of the same people. So us 3, Kendall's dad, Old Venezuelan
Jack.
animal.
Venezuelan animal. Cody plays too.
Cody, Logan,
Wes,
Wes, Tag.
Yeah.
So
Then what?
as you can see, you got a old K Dog up here, and then fucking another good ass team,
Yeah,
and
Landon.
then and then old Big Dub, Big Hydro third.
I think you're. If you just looked at teams, which we'll get to in a minute, I think you're up there with us. I just think you've had a couple tough losses. Your team is really good, Wyatt.
Yeah. It's
Let's
the
not
last
even.
2 weeks.
Can we just
have been
leave my
tough.
team out of the conversation?
Hey, you're in this like pocket of what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
I'm in-
6 teams that are right there.
Yeah.
And we
I
make
have to win out.
Yeah. What's funny is you can definitely tell the West Division is more contested than the East. The East Division's ass.
No.
Well, I mean, you do
think,
have a team in there that's 1-13 for crying out loud.
West's team is a lot better than 7-7 though.
That's
Yeah, we
the
talked
thing.
about it last night.
I think Jake's team's better than 8-6.
Yeah, I could agree to that.
I think my team's better than 5 and 9.
I think
5% playoff chance.
you got yeah. So it says I'm already clinched a spot. It says 100. I think we're in the way on my screen, but I think Landon has clinched a spot too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
yes, he has.
and then
Watt is 99%.
9%.
yeah,
99%.
you're basically in. So those are really the 3 teams that are in, and then there's 5 other spots between Wes, Ant, Tag, Logan, or Brandon, Luke, Jake, Lane, Cody, and maybe my dad if he could still win a lot of games in a row. So pretty much everybody is still somewhat in it. Like nobody's really out of it except for that computer team.
So we'll start going into the teams, just to kind of see what the winning team's formula is and what the losing teams are looking like. So we'll go ahead and start with Kendall's team here first.
I can go ahead and talk about my.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I still remember my strategy going in to the draft. I knew that I wanted to have the best, if not the best, like a top 2 or top 3 pitching staff in the whole fantasy league. So go down to pitching first. Yeah, that's the strength of my team. I got Corbin, Musgrove, Woodruff, Lauer, Wheeler, Clause, and Keegan with Nick Pivetta. Like that is real. That is I think, in my opinion, that's the best pitching staff in our whole fantasy league, and that's really the core of my team. And then my lineup, I've made trades to my lineup throughout the year, especially early on. I haven't been trading as much here recently, but my Orioles, so Adley, Ryan, and Seti, they've been there the whole time. I just picked up Urias because he's been hot the last couple weeks. And then I've had Manny since like week 2. I've traded with Tag. I traded for Tommy Edman a couple weeks ago. I've had Tim Anderson since like week 2. I picked up Reese Hoskins off waivers. I've had Yelich the whole year. Like my lineup I've had for a while, except for maybe Bo Bichette and Tommy Edman. Like they've all been in there for a while. But all around, obviously, since I'm tied with the best record, obviously I'm going to think I have the best team.
I think you do too. You have the best pitching staff in the league.
Yeah.
That was my main focus that I wanted to hit in the draft. Is I wanted to hit on starting pitching. Like I took Corbin Burns over. There was the best available on the board whenever I picked, if I remember correctly, which we'll get into the order later. There was Burns, Mookie, and Bryce Harper, and I was really torn between the 3, and I just went with the pitcher.
Yeah, I was behind you. I picked Mookie.
Yeah,
and this guy right here still.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I've had Tatis the whole year. I did not trade for him. I've had him stashed there the entire season.
So we'll be rich. We'll just go with you for our next. I'll find your.
Bueno Yachty.
There we go. Couldn't read.
So this is my first year really playing fantasy baseball, so I didn't really know what to expect.
Mark.
He's ass.
So I've had most of my lineup throughout the season. I've had Sean Murphy, Goldie, Matt Chapman, I had Eduardo Escobar, Nate Lowe, Tay Oscar, Grichik. I picked up Jorge Mateo, I want to say about 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Yeah, he's been on a burner here recently, too. He had a triple tonight.
Yeah, I traded for J-Rod last week, actually. We'll probably talk about it later. I'll just go ahead and say it. Went Mookie for J-Rod, and then I added in I can't remember.
You got Tajon Walker, didn't you?
Yeah, I got Tajon Walker, and I traded Carlos Carrasco away.
Yeah, that was a pretty fair trade.
Yeah. So pitching wise, I've kept Bueno, Montas, Webb, Hudson. Those have been all in there. I had trouble with a closer. I had Giovanni Gallegos. He started off as a closer and then shit the bed. So, yeah, we had to get rid of that. Picked up Paul here. He's been dealing, actually, since I picked him up whenever he gets the pitch. Got Tajon out of the trade, and then I have Dean Kramer. Pitching wasn't really that great. I had Syndergaard the whole year, and God, he's either going to give you 20 plus or give you -5 or less. So it's just been hit or miss with him. But I do know now next year what to do.
Yeah, I think that I was about to say next year you'll know that it's you definitely have to have at least your batting and your pitching like right there. If not, maybe if not, you might need to focus on
more, in my opinion. Yeah,
it's kind of preference. Like last year, I actually tied in the championship with Landon last year, and it's a coincidence that we're the best 2 teams again this year. But whenever we tied, I kind of had your pitching, Brandon, but my lineup was stacked. That's what got me there.
Yeah.
We'll move on to my team. Oh, where the fuck my team? It's opposing teams. So I guess let me go over here. Okay, the Bronx Bombers. That's my first time playing fantasy baseball and actually keeping up with it. So most of my team, up until about last weekend, had not moved. I had not made one single trade the whole year up until about a week ago. Jose Trevino I picked up on waivers because that motherfucker is a dog. Ty France has been great for me this year. Brendan Rodgers I picked up off waivers. I think arguably he could be one of the waiver pickups of the year. He's kind of turned on. Very underrated player to start the year off in waivers. Jose Ramirez was my first round pick. This worked out for me so far, especially early on in the year. I was on a burner just because Jose was scoring half my points. Jeremy Pena, I just made a trade with old K-Dog there to get Jeremy.
Oh, yeah. Did you see the news on David Peterson?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it here later.
But DJ LeMahieu, I just got in a trade with Logan. Logan, I'm sorry. I feel like I finessed you there a little bit. Jesus Aguilar has been very solid. I have a weird 1-2 combo of Miami Marlins first baseman. And then my outfield's been kind of my strength all year. Kepler, JD, Witt. I did have Stanton for a while. And then I just picked up MJ Melendez with Luis Robert hurt. So pitching's been kind of iffy for me all year. I do have the best pitcher in the league in Sandy. Dude's a menace.
It looks like he kind of got hit a little bit tonight.
Yeah, he only had 1, 4 earned. It's not very often he does that.
No, I guess he was just due up at some point.
And I will say it always seems to be against the Mets. His worst starts on the year have been against the Mets in fantasy. I can remember multiple times where Sandy's given me like 8 to 12 or negative against the Mets. I just got Clay Holmes in a trade. I have Edwin Diaz, Jose Quintana I picked up in waivers. And after Nestor and Sandy, even after Sandy Nestor's been kind of hit or miss. He was really good to start the year. my back end of my pitching rotation has been really hard to make work. It's been bits and pieces all year long. I've been making trades or not even trades,
Bro.
just waiver pickups all year.
Yeah, like David Peterson was shoving for the Mets like after he came off the IL, and then after the All-Star break, they were like, "Yeah, we're just gonna send you down to AAA."
Yeah,
Like that's stupid.
Sonny Gray's been extremely inconsistent. Patrick Sandoval's been extremely inconsistent. I started the year with these two guys in the starting rotation. Jose has been he's been doing all right for me, 15 tonight, so we'll take that.
15 tonight, 4
Yep.
hits, 5 2/3.
You've got the best
They lost.
the best entrance song from a reliever in Edwin Diaz.
That shit's gas.
That goes hard, bro.
I saw
Yeah,
that this morning, and I'm barely awake, and I just hear. Boop, 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 boop. I'm like, let's
Yeah. It does. It gets me hyped for real.
All right. Well, moving on from my team, I'm 9-5, but I'm about to hit loss number 2 in a row, so I'm really going to have to start hopefully make some positive changes to the team. But we'll go ahead and move on to the guest y'all had on here last week, old Logan.
Talking about old Logs team.
This is a sad time for Logan. The trade deadline's right around the corner, so he knows half his roster's getting traded.
Yeah, I know. Especially if y'all seen Wilson Contreras, he took down every picture he had with the Cubs off his Instagram today.
And what's funny is out of his Cubs players, there's only one that's probably still going to have Chicago on it by the end of the trade deadline. So unless Christopher Morel stays, but
Logan got Mookie.
Yeah,
When?
him and Jake traded.
What? What is Jake doing?
What did they? What was it? We'll get to it here in a minute. I don't
Yeah.
think it was that bad of a trade if I remember correctly.
It's Mookie Betts.
You traded Mookie.
Yeah, for J-Rod though, like that's understandable.
Well, you don't know who he traded him for.
yeah,
I don't.
You're
My
sure.
trade was-
It was Corey Seager and somebody else, another good player. It was a Corey Seager and another good player. Like
I wouldn't have traded Mookie.
And it worked out for
That's
Logan. I traded with him for DJ and I got Isaiah Connor-Falefa back. Or I gave him Isaiah Connor-Falefa, and he's not gonna hit you any bombs because apparently he's just lost all power that he ever had. But he's gonna hit for a high average. But
I will say, I know for a fact because he rants about it at work, and it's kind of funny. And I send y'all videos of it sometimes. Logan he has lost like five or 6 weeks this year to the person who has scored the most that week. Like he'll have the 3rd most points in the whole league that week, but he'll lose to the guy who scored the most. Like it's just unfortunate. Like I think his team is a lot better than what his record shows.
yeah. And moving down into the pitching staff, he just got Yu Darvish from me and Jordan Romano. So he's got a lot of guys on the IL. Lance McCullers could get back. That would help him, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
Oh, hopefully Alek Manoah is okay because he just traded Garrett Cole for him, and Alek Manoah took a 92-mile-an-hour line drive off of his throwing elbow today. I don't know if y'all seen that.
Fuck.
Yeah,
I did not see that.
the X-rays came back negative, but I think he's still got to get like further tests.
I will say his pitching staff is pretty decent. Cal Quantrill's not the best in the world. He's pretty inconsistent, but Stroman, Valdez, Snell, Manoah, Darvish, that's not – when they're on, they're on.
Cal Quantrill is going to be a part of my team next week. So
Yeah, he has Logan
he's
Webb
Logan
now.
Webb. I got Ozuna out of it though too. So
There you go. We'll move on to the next team. So
Logan's team is definitely better than what his record shows.
this is the second best team in the league, the team that just obliterated me in the All-Star week. So with the All-Star game, our last matchup was 2 weeks long. And
This is Lane.
oh, never mind. Not the
This-
best team in the league.
This is his little brother.
Not bad team though. His hitting's pretty good if you look at it.
Yeah. He just traded Dansby a couple nights ago. He got Merrill Kelly, the Diamondbacks pitcher, who's doing pretty good.
I bet Gary Sanchez gives him a lot of negative nights. Knowing he strikes
For
out
sure.
quite a bit. Daniel Vogelback's probably the same way.
Yeah, he's got a lot of people that just hit tanks. Schwarber, Vogelback, Gary Sanchez.
This is bad.
Yeah, that one.
I feel bad for him there. I'd let go of him a couple weeks back.
He's got Devers on the IL right now.
His pitching's really good though. Scott, it didn't really help this. Scott Barlow's been absolutely obliterated by the Yankees in 2 starts, or in 2 closing opportunities this series. He allowed the walk off to Judge last night, and then tonight he allowed 2 before they brought in someone else who gave up the grand slam. But ultimately, I feel like his pitching is better than his record shows. His hitting definitely probably is what's holding him back a little bit, just because he has so many guys that are to the fence or they're going to strike out.
I think Lane, he's got a good team. I don't know if he'll be able to really try to compete to win it all, but I think
doesn't have that guy.
He's got Devers, but he's on the IL. See, if I was in like his situation and I was 7-7, still really fighting to make the playoffs, as soon as Devers went on the IL like that, I'd be shopping him because he needs points now and he needs to get whatever he can.
Yeah, having Trent Grisham in your utility spot's not going to help.
No.
So we'll go over rest in peace of Sandlot.
We don't got to cover that.
That team's terrible.
It's probably not going to win a game the rest of the year.
I made a trade
Aaron
with
Judge
them
is
right
going to sit
before.
there and Aaron Judge is going to sit there and rot.
This is the second best team in the league for very good reason. It just seems like all the players on his batting side, he might not have the most star-studded lineup, but they've all been hot.
35 points tonight.
They're not he don't have like any other than Vladdy. He maybe Rizzo, but his names, like, they're not real poppy, like they're not real flashy, but all those guys right there, if you go look at their stats this year, they're very, very solid and they play good.
Yeah, they are.
Especially Santander has heated up recently. Like he is smashing the ball.
Brandon Drury's been big.
Chris Bryant, since he came back from the IL, he's batting over like 300 right now.
Yeah, and he's got Wander Franco on the bench.
He might not be back this year, I thought, or I heard.
He might not.
That'd be a big loss.
His pitching staff is when Johnny Cueto's pitching the way he's been kind of pitching lately, giving you value says a lot.
Garcia, Kopech, John Gray, Garrett Cole, Joe Ryan, those 5 dudes right there have been dealing.
Yeah, and he gets to choose between David Bednar and Taylor Rogers in his relieving spot. It's pretty solid. And if DeGrom gets back off and Sevy gets back off the IL, that'll help him a lot because then he won't have to start guys like Cueto or even Joe Ryan if he doesn't want to. He has a lot of options.
He's set pretty well. Yeah, he's set pretty well.
Landon is definitely a contender.
I think it'll end up being either Landon or Kendall or Watt. I can see West coming in there.
And we'll talk about West's team.
If there was a most underrated team, it'd probably be West because he has scored just barely less points than me, I think. And he's even.
He scores a shitload with points each week. And
his hitters are very good. I mean, he's got no one. Alejandro
Kirk's just going insane this year.
He's got Benintendi.
Yeah, he's got a lot of guys that aren't going to give you negative points.
Lourdes Gurriel is very streaky, which you need one of those guys in your lineup. Like 1 week he'll go for like 30, 35 points, but then maybe the next week he only gets you like 5.
Yeah.
And he's got like Salvi on the bench and our
Salvi
all-star
sucked
Eric
it up.
Hosmer.
Our all-star first baseman Eric Hosmer.
Hosmer.
My goodness. Sorry.
And I mean, honestly, going into this year, Yolan Moncada would be one of the top guys on his team, but he's just
He
not
just picked him up.
produced.
He just picked him up.
He had him. He had him before he picked him up, though.
Yeah, he released him and picked him back up and then
But,
released him again. And
His pitching staff is great.
yeah,
yeah,
it's very good. And
Scherzer, Fried, Michaelis,
What
Tyler
I hate-
Anderson.
what I hate about it is all year he'd been waiting for Chris Sale. He'd been waiting all year
Two
long for
starts.
Chris Sale to get back. And I remember the night on Xbox or on PlayStation when he's like, Sale's coming back. Like, let's go. Like, the team's about to turn it around. And two fucking starts later, he's like, motherfucker, dude.
He's like, I had Sale for 2 starts, I guess.
And then he really, he had him for like 10 innings.
Yeah.
But and then Flaherty's been Flaherty,
Flaherty,
so
man, I would just drop Flaherty. I'd just move Sale to the IL spot and maybe he'll come back and Flaherty just see ya.
Yep.
But Wes, I know you're watching. Probably you're better than 7-7, buddy.
I would consider Wes a contender.
And you might be 8-7 here soon. Old Ant.
Me and Ann have, by the way, we had some serious trade talks today about Juan Soto.
Oh,
Juan
God.
Soto.
He's been shopping Juan for a while. That's a big thing with Ant. The last, I would say, week and a half or so, he's been trying to shop Juan really hard, and no one has really been biting because the asking price has been ridiculous.
Yeah,
It's like he's wanting
What the Nats
Nationals
want.
but
his team's all right.
I think his lineup, he's got his studs that stand out, and then if you're not one of those, then it's pretty much holes. Like his team has some stars in it, but they're not real deep.
Hunter
Like
Renfro's probably killing him.
The Hunter Renfro's doing good.
Yeah, he ain't doing
He just
bad.
strikes out a lot.
Yeah, Vasquez isn't doing good. Frazier's very Donovan has kind of slowed down. Sorry, B. Rich.
I agree. He has.
Jesse Winker has been a complete flop this year.
Luis
Gavin
Arias
Lux
has
is
been huge.
Yeah, Luis Arias has been good. Andres Jimenez has been solid. Juan Soto has obviously been great, even though some people would consider he's having a down year. But people got to remember in fantasy, Soto doesn't strike out, and he also draws a lot of walks. So if you walk and don't strike out, you're still getting points, even if you're drawing a lot of walks.
And his bench is not bad either.
I
O'Neal.
don't see why he won't trade me, Albert. But all right.
Tyler Naquin just got traded to the Mets tonight.
Yep.
And then his pitching.
His pitching, other than Rodon and Noah, is really what kind of holds him back.
I mean, Jose Urquidy's not bad.
Screwball had a good first month or two where he was good. Now he's bad.
His relievers are really solid with Kenley and David.
What really hurt him was Walker Buehler going to the IL.
Because then you wouldn't have a guy like Marco in your rotation.
Yeah.
I
would say, are we just going to rank them at the end? Who's contenders and
Yeah.
who's not? Okay. All right. I'll just stop then.
Cody.
His team ain't too bad, but I mean,
Rest in peace to
he has
Southern
few
Illinois
things.
Miners.
Yeah, I know. Cody's the last memory we'll have of him.
I mean, his team ain't terrible. He's kind of like Ant.
I think his team's good. It's just there's weeks where some of his hitters just disappear. Like JT Romito's kind of been a little bit of a letdown this year for him.
Frank Schwindel.
There will be weeks where Javier Baez literally gets him negative points because of how much he strikes out.
Yep.
Yeah, his team's just very
Harper getting hurt really, really hurt him.
And Story being hurt and not playing great.
if Bryce Harper didn't get hurt and Nicholas Castellanos for him lived up to his preseason hype and just played like he did last year, his team would be very, very good.
As a
His
Yankees
pitching ain't
fan,
terrible.
Cody, I'm sorry for Jamison Tyone being very inconsistently trash. His pitching's what's killing him. Tony Gonsolin's really good, and then when you got Tyler Wells, who is on 23% of rosters.
He had a stretch of 4 good starts. I think that's why Cody picked him up, which I don't blame him. He's trying to find pitchers.
Yeah. Shane Baz and Freddie Peralta not being there, and Freddie Peralta pitching not fantastic. Liam Hendricks is really good. I don't honestly know why Michael King was even in his lineup because it wasn't like he was in safe situations 90% of the time. So
his pitching is just really holding him back. I think once we play next year, a lot of these people will realize that you got to have pitching.
And I will say to Luke and Landon, something about this league that is very evident is they are the hardest people to trade with in the entire world, and they will send some bullshit. They sent me some crazy shit for Garrett Cole, or for Sandy. You know, number 1 pitcher in fucking fantasy sending me some bullshit. But moving on to Luke G. I like the team, honestly. Really solid team.
Shout out Austin Hayes, should have been an all-star.
A lot of strikeouts. I bet
Trey
that's
Mancini.
one of his big problems. It's just so many strikeouts in that lineup with Eloy and Jose and Willie Adames. Franmil and Pete Alonso strikes out a decent amount because, you know, he just has a lot of power hitters. And when they're on, and people like Trey Mancini who get on base a lot and draw a lot of walks are all clicking at the same time, he's really good. And then pitching's good.
I think his pitching's good. Yeah, if Shane Bieber can pitch like he did tonight for the rest of the year, I think his team will be really good.
He's kind of on the back of how good the Cleveland Guardians are going to be because he's got 3/5 of their rotation.
Yeah, I know.
But
he's got I do like the decision to play Shohei as the pitcher because Shohei's been a lot better pitcher than he has been hitter this year.
Yeah.
And, I mean, his lineup, obviously, Wyatt, you touched on it. He's got a great lineup. Like, he really doesn't need Shohei in his batting lineup.
Mm-hmm. No, his starting pitching would be so much worse without Shohei.
Who's next?
Oh,
Big Will,
baby.
Big Will. He has made a couple 2 or 3 weeks ago. He made 3 trades in one night that really kind of changed his team. He's won 3 weeks in a row.
I mean, looking at his team, it's a ragtag group of just scrappy players,
scrappy guys. Yeah.
Austin Riley's on a freaking burner right now, dude. Holy crap!
Yeah. Lindor's been playing well too.
Colton Wong's even been hitting for a good average since he came back off the IL about a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Springer's been good. William Contreras had his run. Like you said, he's just got people that just.
Big Will, if you're watching this, you might want to get old Carlos the hell out of Dodge.
Yeah. I don't think he's got anybody else that can play there, though.
I mean, I'd put fucking Joey Votto in the damn lineup.
Votto was responsible for both runs tonight from the Reds. He had a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joey Votto has been on a tear since the All-Star break, too. So
Brantley getting hurt him a little bit.
Yeah. How's his pitching looking? I hadn't looked.
His pitching's good. His pitching's very good.
Very good pitching.
Yeah.
Clayton, Julio, Javier's been very, very great this year. Cease, Robbie Ray. He could use a better reliever. Camilio is not the best in the world.
Come hit my line. I got 2 of them.
He watches. I'm sure he'll hear you.
Yeah. Come bang my line, Big Will. We can make a deal.
Jake.
On to the Venezuelan animal.
Jake Parks.
I know
Old
Jake's
Jakey
watching
Poo.
right now. Of course, his whole team highlighted around this one guy right here, old Ronnie.
He's been in a slump.
I think it was I think the other player, Brandon from the trade, was Randy, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was Seager and Randy for Mookie.
He just traded Randy.
Yeah, I know, but
again,
I think
he's got a pretty decent lineup. I mean, there isn't really many holes. I guess Andrew Vaughn might be a little bit of a hole. Mark Candace, not the greatest outfielder in the world, but with Chris Taylor hurt and Ozzie Albies hurt, Mark Canna wouldn't be in the lineup because Michael Harris would be moved up here and Ozzie would be somewhere in here. So I just kind of
he's
fuck
a big
him over.
Braves fan, if you can't tell, guys.
Yeah,
for everybody.
Just wait till the pitching. I think he's got like four pitchers from the Braves.
Let me fucking tell you, it kicks your ass most weeks too.
He benched Ian Anderson. That was a good move.
If the Braves are pitching is on, it's a long fucking week because you're playing them over and over and over.
You're pretty much getting, whenever you play Jake, you're pretty much getting at least a pitcher a day.
Yeah. Because you're like, all right, Spencer Strider killed me. I don't have to worry about him until for the rest of the week. And then, Charlie just pitched fucking 7 scoreless. Well, fuck. Well, here comes fucking Kyle Wright the next day.
Kyle Wright. Who usually strikes out like 7 or 8 people. He only had 5 tonight, but he usually strikes out a lot.
I think Castillo is one of the better pitchers this year. So, I mean, he's been shoving Josh Hader up until Josh Hader up until about July 15th had been fantastic. And then shit hit the fan.
I will say, if I remember correctly, I think Jake's pitching staff at the start of the year was pretty shitty, to be honest, and he has turned that around with some trades and pickups. That rotation right there is looking good.
Look at this. Did he start with Charlie Martin?
I think so.
He did. Him. I know he picked up Strider off waivers. He picked up
Strider. He started with Pablo. He picked up Kyle Wright. He picked up Kyle Wright, Strider, and Castillo. He picked up all 3 of them.
Yeah, because Castillo, going into the year, no one wanted to fucking touch him.
No, he was horrible last year.
So,
all in all, Jake has a good team.
Yeah, he has a good team.
We got one last team, and Tag
good,
old T good.
Let's look at it.
His lineup of Yordan Alvarez, Freddie Freeman, and Jose Altuve heavy. Yeah. He's got like a big 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jerickson Profar has his weeks.
He ain't.
Yeah. It looks like a streaky team. Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
Buxton on the bench.
I think he benched him because he was like a little banged up. They didn't know how many games he'd play this week.
Jorge Lopez, Jose Barrios, Bassett, Lynn, Kluber. His pitching staff's decent.
He's got an okay pitching staff. He's just really missing that stud starter.
Yeah. Which everyone thought it was going to be Lance Lynn, and then it wasn't.
Yeah, and then in the draft, Jose Barrios was like his 3rd or 4th round pick. He's been kind of having a down year this year.
Dud. Yeah.
I think, honestly, Chris Bassett might be his best pitcher all year.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, if you go by points-wise, it might be Jorge Lopez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jorge sometimes, though.
Yeah, Jorge, definitely. You just got to wait for it.
Ryan Presley's solid. But yeah, so that's all the teams. And the main reason why we wanted to go through all the teams is just so when we start getting into future weeks and we start talking the dialogue of this league back and forth, we just want to make it into a gigantic storyline for the whole year and giving you the baseline of the teams. And then we can kind of start talking about some of the moves that have happened so far. But I think
this was kind of like a recap. And then whenever we talk about this going forward, it's just going to be what's been happening in that current time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to come back to the standings here, and we're just going to go ahead and say it. If you had to pick who the finals was going to be, who is it going to be and who's going to win?
Kendall and isn't it Landon who's Brazil season?
Yeah, that's Landon.
Yep, both of them. I think it'll be both of them. Their teams are just crazy good.
Okay, I'll go. I do think I'll make it, obviously, and I'm going to go on a limb here and say I think I'm playing Wes, and I think I beat him.
I think it's going to be Landon and Wes, and
Ooh.
Landon will win.
Landon's team is very good.
Landon's team is a motherfucking buzzsaw. It's rough.
Okay, so now let's kind of rank contenders and then maybe like a couple pieces away and then maybe like your season's over. Let's do 3 tiers.
Okay, well, I say
Let's start with your season's over.
The Sandlot.
Mr. Robot.
Literally, your season is over. Be Rich, I think your season's over.
I also think Beard's season's over.
With a 5% playoff chance, I just don't see it happening.
Hey, y'all not remember Jake Parks last year in fantasy football?
I do.
1% chance, and he comes in and makes playoffs.
But will that happen again?
Big will, unless you call me and make some trades, your season's over. But
my dad would have to go on he's on a 3-game win streak. He was 2-9. So unless he continues doing this, then yes, his season's over.
Cody, I also think your season's over. Not that I think your team's bad. I just think you got to cut it off at some point with so many teams at 7-7.
I
think if you have under 7 wins, your season's over.
I think if Cody does nothing, his season's over. But if he wakes up tomorrow and he goes, okay, I'm going to trade Bryce Harper and Freddie Peralta since they're hurt, I'm going to get a couple people. I think he could be in the next tier where it's like you could maybe make it.
Yeah,
I think anybody under 8 wins and above 6 wins are in the 1 piece away range, like contending range.
I would say you're right, but I would also put Wes in the contenders.
Yeah, everybody but Wes. That's less than 8.
I think
6.
Yeah, I think the 4 contenders are me, Wyatt, Landon, and Wes.
Yep.
And I think Jake is on the borderline. So he truly needs maybe one more piece. And that one more piece could honestly be Ozzy Albies coming back, and then he's a contender.
Yeah. Luke's team's really good too. I could see him contending. My team's streaming in the wrong direction right now, so we'll see what happens with my team. I might need to make some phone calls.
Ant, Tag, Logan, Lane, and Luke probably are all in a couple pieces away.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is always fun to look at. So draft trends. No, that wasn't what I was looking at. Never mind. I was going to look at the thing where here's a projected playoff bracket. This might be interesting to look at.
Yeah, let's look at that.
I looked at it earlier.
So me and Wes in the first round. Shit.
Okay, so now let's do it now. Based off the projected playoff bracket, who do you think the finals would be?
This is off of these records right now, though.
Yeah, with the teams staying as they are.
Yeah, with this seeding, I'm still going to go me and Wes.
Yeah, I would.
I'm going to say you and Landon. Yep.
Yeah,
I'm sticking with that too.
That bottom bracket, Wes, you, Lane, and Landon. That's a good.
Yeah,
that's a gauntlet.
Oh yeah,
whoever comes out of that one's ready for land.
Mine's good too. Like Jake and Luke have good teams. Ant's kind of a couple pieces away, but I think if those 8 teams made the playoffs, it would be a great playoffs.
Let's go here into, I guess, recent activity.
Yeah.
Place we love to look into.
Sort it by trades, and let's see like who we think won every trade.
All right. So looking at the trades, I will say, there's been a lot of moves in the last couple weeks, honestly, up until there's a really big trade exodus in the first 2 weeks of the year. And then it kind of was quiet until now. So we'll go through these
You could
trades
do,
real quick.
Set the start date for like whenever the season started, so that way you could just see all of them. Yeah, perfect.
All right. So there's really not that many trades. I mean, there's a lot that have been vetoed too. So Logan Webb, Marcelo Zuna, and Cal Quantrill.
That's me. I think it was a pretty good. I think it was a pretty good trade for him.
I think it was a solid trade. I'd probably say, I think personally, Logan might have won that a little bit, but Brandon also got deeper. Like he filled an outfield hole with Ozuna.
Yeah. And also Logan Webb he's been iffy this year. He'll go out and throw a 20+ start, 20+ point start, and then the next outing would be 5 to -5 points. So
yeah.
This second trade here, I think
Randy for Ramon is Espinal.
I think Wes won that trade. I like Ramon and Santiago. They both Ramon, since he's gotten off suspension, has played decent, and Santiago Espinal's been playing pretty good. I just feel like Wes got better with the trade more. He got that outfield piece.
Yeah. I would also say Wes won that one.
And then this is the same shit.
Yeah, it's going to show them all twice.
Yeah. Josh Naylor, Merrill Kelly, and Luis Arias for Muncie, Brubaker, and Dansby.
I think that's just even.
I think that's pretty even.
Yeah.
But one of them got Dansby a better hitter, and one of them got Merrill Kelly a better pitcher, really.
Yeah. So Valdi and Cole Irvin and Daniel Bard. I feel like Lane got better there.
Yeah.
With you think Lane got better with Irvin and Bard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Logan at the time Logan was just looking to upgrade a starting pitcher.
Yeah, and I think Daniel Bard, as his value as a reliever, is almost as much as Evaldi is as a starter.
Yeah, maybe.
And there's this one. Here's mine. Me, Kendall, Jeremy Pena, and David Peterson. So you won that trade. David Peterson is no longer in major leagues.
That was unfortunate timing.
Yeah, that fucking sucks. And then another one of my trades, Yu Darvish, IKF, and Jordan Romano for DJ, Clay Holmes, and Monty. I personally think I won this trade because in the trade discussions, the initial trade was going to be I was going to get DJ, Clay, and Monty, but I was going to have to trade you, Jordan Romano, and Brendan Rodgers. And I waited, and Logan said, fuck it, send me IKF, and I'll accept it. And I was like, fuck yeah, because I wasn't getting rid of Brendan Rodgers. So I think I won the trade just because DJ's better than IKF, Clay Holmes is better than Romano, and then he beat me with you, but that was something I was willing to take to get the number one closer in fantasy.
I think it was pretty fair, but I'm not siding with the Yankees, so I'll say Logan won.
Let's go to this next one. Rangers Suarez and Alex Manoah for Johnny Cueto and Garrett Cole. If Manoah's hurt for a long time, then Logan won.
It depends on.
Yeah.
If not, it was down.
You mean Landon won?
Or you mean Landon?
Yeah, Landon won.
If Manoah's going to be hurt, then Landon kind of got lucky and avoided an injury there.
Yeah.
Mookie for Corey Seager and Randy Arozarena.
Yeah, that was what it was. I personally think that's pretty fair. That's an S-tier player for two A-tier players.
I think it was fair, and I do think, though, that, I think Jake won the trade because he got two A-tier players. And he was able to turn one of the
outfielder, to be honest with you.
He turned one of the A-tier players into two B-tier players.
Yeah. He kind of traded for one A tier. He traded an S tier for essentially an A tier and 2 B tiers.
Yeah. So I think in the streamline of things, he won that trade. And initially, I think he would have won it too because I think Seager and Arena both are really solid. You get more value, multiple players, but I think are always better if they're similar value. Adolis Garcia and Nelson Cruz for Edmund and Jared Walsh. I think this trade's about damn as even as it can get.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was me and Cody, but I agree. I think that's kind of hard.
There ain't much else to say there.
No.
And then Jacques and Cattell, same. Cattell Marte.
Cattell, I'd say Jake won. Cattell Marte has been on a freaking burner.
I mean, I think most of these that we're going to go through are going to be pretty even, just because we don't do it unless it's even. So
yeah, we'll veto that shit.
Yeah.
I sent Stanton and Liberatore for Yu Darvish, which was to the team that's no longer in existence. And if I'd have known his trading mentality beforehand, I would have went and traded for Aaron Judge. Because I didn't even really have to throw in Stanton if I didn't want to put Judge or get Darvish.
Yeah.
But I only used you for a couple weeks before I retraded him, but he was productive. I was just getting too many strikeouts out of Stanton, and Liberatore was he was starting to come down, and so it was a good time to move him. I like this trade. I think it's even.
That was very even, in my opinion. I liked it. I mean, I like J-Rod just because he steals more bags than Mookie. So, I mean, that's a guaranteed point.
Yeah.
A couple more points throughout the week.
Then there's the trade that caused a shit ton of uproar because it should not have been vetoed. Jacques for Wisdom.
Yeah.
I mean, the only explanation I've heard, I mean, you could say what you want. You don't need an explanation, whatever. But I feel like the reason I got is Jock is an all-star and Wisdom's not. But the MLB all-star voting is all about popularity. And Jock Peterson is a big name who used to play for the Dodgers, and he's cool because he was in the home run derby. Like, everybody just loves Jock. So, of course, that's completely blown out of proportion. Whenever Jock is a platoon player for the Giants, he does not play every day. And ever since All-Star break, he has been slumping in the first place. Like, Jock is not an all-star.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was an uproar. There's a lot of pissed off people that day.
Including Jake and me.
Yeah.
I know.
And all right, so I think after this first page, we can go ahead and move on. The trades start to become least relevant as time goes on. So
yeah,
we're good with that.
This covers about the last month that's happened.
All right, so we'll keep keeping y'all updated week to week, but we're going to move on to our second base tier list here. So as we normally do, we'll scroll down here a little bit and we'll get a lay of the land and who we got.
Rugi, one of the first ones.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
As we go down there, your ass, All right. So I could tell Marte.
Definitely all-star, in my opinion.
All-star.
Let me zoom out a little bit more so see everybody. Okay. Ozzy.
Superstar.
Superstar.
I feel like this one's not gonna be too bad.
No. Rugi. Now,
yeah.
I think he's below average. I don't know.
Ass.
He's got a lot of clutch in him.
Yeah, but
Ass.
Whatever.
Trevor Story.
All-star. I don't think he's superstar.
Oh, I was gonna say nowadays Trevor Story is average.
Average,
dude.
I don't think he's that bad.
I
He's
could
very good
justify
defensively.
good. I'm not
Okay, well,
justifying average.
Dude, he hits like 220.
But you're the guy that always is like, well, it's not about just this year. It's about as
It's
a
not,
whole.
but
Yeah,
it's not.
he's been
But
good.
he wasn't that good last year either. He definitely took a step back last year from the year before that.
Ah,
All right, throw him in good.
It's fine. I'm fine with good. He's
All right.
definitely not an all-star anymore.
boom. What are we thinking?
Yep.
Who even is that?
No, I don't even know. Throw him in
that-
ass. He
that
plays
Nico
for the Hills.
Horner?
That's not
No.
Nico.
No,
Oh,
not
that's
Nico.
is that Nick Madrigal?
It might be,
Probably.
yeah.
I don't know. He's ass. Anyway,
Okay.
Sure.
Jonathan India.
India. I feel like he's average.
I feel like he could be average to good.
I was going
I
to
mean-
say I think he's good.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's like in a middle tier because I mean last year he was good, and then this year he's just been, I mean he's been average.
Andres
Jimenez.
All star.
Okay. Yeah, I know he just made the All-Star team, but I'd still put him borderline good and All-Star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brendan Rodgers.
Good.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd throw him in good. Oh.
Below average.
Yeah. I was literally about to say below average.
Okay, now that we're ranking some of these, I would put Story good. I would not put him average.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm just saying he's not as good as he used to be 2 years ago.
No, I agree.
Scope
Is that him, Jonathan Scope?
Scope has fallen down to where he's below average.
Yeah. He was average last year, but yeah.
He is a superstar.
Superstar.
That one's pretty obvious. Nicky Lopez is ass.
What's David Fletcher?
David Fletcher.
David Fletcher.
He's
below
average.
average.
Oh, okay. Well, it's up to you.
I'll put him there. Fill up a hole.
Okay. That's fine.
Gavin Lux.
Gavin Lux? Yeah, he's ass.
He's
I'm
average.
just kidding. He's average. He's very average second baseman.
Jazz Chisholm.
This
All
one's
star.
See, I think
I don't think he's
I
a
think-
superstar.
he's right on that border. If he could learn how to hit lefties more consistently, he'd be a superstar.
I think he's
Yeah.
better than these two.
Yeah, I'd still put Jazz
That's
superstar.
fine. That's fine.
He's electric to watch.
K-Dub, all-star. He might not do it offensively, but he is a gold glove
Good.
second baseman.
Put him good.
All right, whatever. Jorge Polanco. Good.
Good.
Jeff McNeil.
All-star.
There.
All-star. Yeah.
Kleber, I'd say.
Ass.
He's not ass.
Ass.
I think he's in these two.
Put him.
I think put him in.
Put him below. His fielding hurts him.
I feel like his fielding's gotten better, though, moving to second.
He's better. He's better than Jonathan Scope. I'll put him in average.
Sure. Bucket.
Is that him? Oh, what's his name?
It's Tony Kemp.
Yeah,
I feel like he's down here.
he's below average. Yeah,
He can't hit at all. The Gene Segura.
Gene Segura.
Gene Segura.
He's good.
He's-
I think he's in between good and all-star.
Yeah, I was about to say, Wyatt. I think you're undervaluing him right there.
I think he could be.
I think
In
he's on
between.
I think he's on the same level as Andres Jimenez.
Yeah,
You want to move
he
him
can
here?
hit. Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
put him there.
I'd put him there. He can hit the ball.
That's Diego Castillo. He is average, if not below average, but it's his rookie year, so we'll put him in average. Crone Zone,
Crone Zone.
good.
He's good.
Um,
Adam Frazier. He's very average. He
Yeah.
hits for a good average, but nothing else.
Yeah.
Tyro Estrada,
Tyro Estrada,
also average.
all-star. I almost said all-star. Sorry, no, average.
Nolan Gorman.
Superstar. I think he's good.
think he's
very good defensively. No,
I think he's on the same level as Tyro, so average.
I put him at good. He's a power hitter. He hits very well and plays very good defense.
He ain't consistent enough yet.
We're on to Brendan Lowe. I'm saying these two.
That one's kind of.
Right
I'd
here.
say good. I'd say he's about
Good.
like Chrome Zone.
Marcus Simeon.
Average. No, if we're going off career, he's good. This year, he's average.
This Espinal.
Yeah.
Blake's right here.
Good also. There's a lot of
Yeah,
good second
good.
basemen. Cesar is average.
Yeah, average.
All right. So this time we only got 3 in the top tier. So we'll rank our top 3.
I'd like to go first.
You can go first.
Altuve, Ozzy, Jazz.
Agreed.
Yep, agreed. I feel like that's kind of straightforward.
Yeah.
I was kind of on the train heading into this year thinking Ozzy was going to take another step up and become the best second baseman, but now that he got hurt, you got to leave Jose up there.
So are we gonna move Tommy Edman to second base or what? Because
He'll show up on the short. He'll show up on the he'll show up on the shortstop tier list.
I don't mean that in a good way, but he is on the taxi squad, so
That is bad news for the Cards.
Well, boys, episode 5.
It was fun.
5. We've done 5 of these sons of bitches. Oh,
Feels like we just started.
yeah. Honestly, it does. But we've done 5. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's fun.
It's
Thank you all
very
to-
fun.
Thank you to everybody who has subscribed and watches. It's nice.
We hope
We
that
like
y'all
it.
continue to subscribe and watch and like and interact with us on socials and stuff like that. But I think today was
Please.
kind of a bridge the gap episode to kind of start on our new idea.
Yeah.
And I think these next couple episodes will be even better. It seems like each one gets better than the last. So
I feel like we won't have another episode until after the trade deadline. Does that sound about right to y'all?
yeah, trade deadline
Well-
recap episode is going to be big
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of big names moved.
because I'm moving back home from Texas this next week. So
Yeah. Please leave in the comments some video ideas. Just give us something if y'all would like to watch.
Yep.
but
Literally anything.
other than
it don't
that,
matter. We'll do just about anything.
yep. So that's it. See y'all later.
Hey,
Peace. Go
Hey.
Cards.
go O's.
Go Yanks.
No, go O's.
Fuck those.
No, fuck the Yankees.
Go Cards.